I think we have another caller here. Let's see if we can try this. Caller?
Good morning.
Good morning. And your name?
This is Don.
Good morning, Don.
It's real interesting to see atheists on TV. This is something real unusual. My question for you is, I realize there's probably a lot of people that are non-believers, but you folks are openly atheists. What is that experience like in a society that seems to be pretty much dominated by religion?
Excellent question there. In my own personal experience there, I'm afraid to bring it up at work. They all know I'm atheist, but they also kid me about it, ask me, like when all those goats got killed over New Year's, if I had anything to do with the goats getting killed and all this. So it's definitely looked on as a minority, fringe, lunatic kind of way of life there, and they don't quite understand it. Would you like to relate any personal experiences yourself there?
Yeah, from time to time, any atheist who is not secretive about it is going to run into people who are hostile to the idea, because in our country we have a dominant Christian culture in which people are taught that atheists have to do with ultimate evil, so they're justified in disliking atheists and trying to change our mind. I think one of the things that I've run into is that you constantly get people trying to evangelize you, and so you just you haven't really studied the Bible, you haven't really tried to meet God and get into this spiritual thing and away from the material, and some of them even go overboard on that. I did end up quitting a job one time because I was basically being harassed by a U.S. Army lieutenant colonel who was, of course, totally clueless, but was absolutely convinced that, with some very simplistic evangelical ideas, he was going to convince me that I was not an atheist, and he eventually ended up getting upset with me, which created a job situation. But it's it's one of those things where you can live your life in a barrel and never be what you really are, and that's not a good way to live. So a number of years ago, I decided I was tired of being a go-along to get-along atheist, and I was going to live in the open.
And our graphics generator is down, so let me reintroduce ourselves again. My name is Ray Blevins. This is Joe Zamecki, and our guest Howard Thompson. And Joe, would you like to fill us in some of your personal experience there?
Sure. I had to quit a job once. It was a really good job, too. I enjoyed it. I really liked my boss, who was a good friend of mine, who was also a rather rabid Pentecostal. And the job was great, and we debated quite a bit between religion and atheism, and enjoyed it. He was a very intelligent person, and we had a good time debating it until one day it got so important for him to try to force his religion on me in the way of little things, mostly just little Bible quotes here and there. But one day I asked him, "Please don't give me that. I don't want that. Thank you very much." And he got a little violent, and it wasn't very major, of course. It wasn't anything bad, but it was very, I felt castigated. It was very demeaning in front of the rest of the people who worked with me, and the next day I quit and went on to American Atheists, and that was like night and day, but it was a good job that I lost. I enjoyed that job. I was a supervisor, and I had to give it up because there's just so much that an atheist is willing to put up with. And, we already have a whole lot of problems with certain people who have an automatic problem with us, like a vendetta. We're just people trying to get along in the world and without religion. And, of course, that causes a lot of problems for people right off the bat without even getting to know us. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that I've had with people who are religious, is that they just don't know very much about atheists, and that we're good people, and that we're nice, and we like to have fun on TV.
Well, I do appreciate your call.
Thank you.
You have a good day now.